Since the first ThinkPad, user experience has defined design. How can you be more productive, closer to your work, quicker? In 2015, Fujisan had an idea. What if the one thing on a laptop that could never bend suddenly could? The challenges that Fujisan and his team faced were mechanical, electrical, structural, usability, durability. Within the screen itself, there are 4 to 5 layers that bend. There's the layer of the screen itself, the supporting metal layer under each side, and a second layer that goes all the way across with a special laser cut folding area in the middle. The entire screen had to be supported by 2 precision machined carbon fiber plates. The X1 Fold has a hinge that moves around 4 separate points. At the very end, it pulls the screen flat to avoid any ripples. From an engineering perspective, the truly unique thing about it was all of the challenges that came along with designing ThinkPad levels of reliability, durability, and user experience in a screen that folds. The space inside the X1 Fold is very small, smaller than anything we've done before. And that brings a lot of unique engineering challenges about where to put the processor, the memory, which brought about other unique challenges, and we had to completely design a new type of cooling system from the ground up. So there are actually a fan and a heat sink, as well as a heat spreader that sandwich the entire motherboard to keep it cool, reliable, and have good user experience. The Fold is going to live on desks, but it's going to be in bags. It's going to travel. It has to stand up to everything people put it through in the real world. A prototype just has to prove that something works, but in order to be a ThinkPad, it has to have the balance between the engineering, the durability, and the design. Ultimately, our customers want to be productive, and there's no one solution to that. But we build ThinkPads to meet that customer expectation.
I'm here to announce the latest addition to the Impossible family, Impossible Pork! The launch of Pork is a pivotal moment for us for at least a couple of reasons. First, it's the second completely new product that we're launching. Beef is popular around the world, but in many cultures, the most popular and familiar and common dishes use pork as the main source of meat. So for us to have an impact in those markets, pork was a necessity. Our mission is to completely replace animals in the food system by 2035, and expanding our impact globally is a critical part of that. It's also an amazingly delicious product that consumers around the world who love dishes that are traditionally made with pork will finally be able to serve to their families without the catastrophic environmental impact.
Can you hear me? Oh. Oh, this is crazy. That's so cool.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's even louder. I told you I used to be in the military and stuff, and I got a lot of hearing loss from my job. And so this is like a new level of hearing. I feel like a superhero right now. A couple of my friends have like some hearing issues, but nothing like this. This is nice. So plus the VA's usually pretty good about covering stuff, but if their hearing isn't covered, it's really expensive for them to have to buy one of these things. I'm sure this is expensive.
1 in 5 Americans are disabled. What comes to mind when you hear the word disability? Why is hearing impairment so accepted that we don't fix the source of the problem? A decent hearing aid today costs around $2,000 or more. People don't wear hearing aids as a fashion statement like they do glasses. Olive Union was founded to combat the 2 impairments, price and social perception, and eliminate hearing impairment. How? The first barrier, price. Here's how much a decent hearing aid costs today, $4,400. And here's the breakdown, cutting down significantly on the materials and research expenses. We don't use expensive machines for testing and diagnostics. We kept our margins as low as possible, and after cutting out as many costs as we could, we were still at $500. The second barrier, is social perception. We've approached hearing aids from a totally different design perspective, not as a medical device, but as an accessory. We've designed the Olive, benchmarking the latest earbuds and Bluetooth earpieces. Over the past year, we developed the next generation hearing aid using a smart sound algorithm and Bluetooth technology. We've also revolutionized the hearing test and fitting process to make it quick, easy, and accessible. With a few taps on the Olive app, you can set up a customized hearing profile with sound frequencies, optimized for your ears. You don't need a funky-looking medical device or amplifier to hear better. You just need an Olive. But in order for this to be truly accessible, $500 is still too high. Our goal is to bring the Olive to you at $100 flat. This isn't just a crowdfunding campaign, it's crowd R&D campaign. In order to reduce R&D costs, I need all of you to help us beta test the Olive and provide us with the proper feedback so that we can create the best hearing experience for everyone. Let's hear the word together.